So this is what it would be like if the Punisher was a female. So welcome back to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to Comic Universe, guys, where I'm your host as always, C-Dubs, and I'm riding solo on this video. And guys, so me and the wife this past weekend saw a movie that we did want to see in the movie theaters, but we just didn't get around to it. And a friend of ours, I don't know exactly how they got it. I don't know if it's on Blu-ray yet or not, but we watched it at their house, and it was Jennife Garner's Peppermint, if you will. And from the trailers, I was hoping to get a Punisher-esque movie, and after watching it, that is kind of what I got. And just as all of our video reviews, we're going to give you the good, we're going to give you the bad, and we're going to give you the badass. All right? So let's just jump right on into this. As we all know, Jennife Garner is the star. I really don't know who anybody else is in this film. A lot of people seem just like extras, to be honest with you. You don't really focus too much on too many other people. There's a few of the cops that they follow around, but it's a pretty small cast, to be honest with you. Minus all the henchmen and goons that she actually has to plow through to try to get to the main guy. So the plot of the story is Jennife Garner and her husband and her beautiful little daughter. They're your average typical American family. You know, they get behind on bills. They struggle. They work as hard as they can to provide for their daughter. Their daughter is the equivalent of a Girl Scout, and the movie opens up with her being like harassed by, I guess, one of the other Girl Scouts' mother, saying, you're not worth it. You're like a disgrace. Both of you guys aren't worth 2 cents. Just basically just belittling and degrading her and her daughter. And the whole time while she's especially once the daughter got involved and she's just belittling Jennife Garner's daughter, it's just like, man, punch this chick right in the face. Like, please, like, how you gonna let this person talk about your daughter like that? And she took the high road, and yeah, in some cases that is always the best choice, to be honest with you. And even her daughter goes like, you should have knocked her lights out. And I kind of chuckled at that. And we then go to her husband, who we see is working double shifts overtime. It's their daughter's birthday. It's December 21st. It's also the holidays. And they're just trying to kind of create this birthday party for their daughter. But Jennife Garner took time off to go to this meeting for the Girl Scouts. Again, I don't know if they officially were Girl Scouts or not, or probably weren't. But that's essentially what they were. So she had to go to work, and since she was arriving late, her boss said, you're going to have to stay over to make up the time, otherwise I don't need you, basically, type of thing. And he's like, you wanted more overtime for more money? I'm going to give it to you. And she's like, but it's my daughter's birthday, blah, 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 blah. So, and then you see that the husband just is trying to do more and more for his family, but his buddy says, basically, we don't get the details, but we find out that he has this one scheme. He's like, one job, we're done, we just need you to drive the car. And just because they're down on their luck, he's like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And by the time Jennife Garner gets home, it turns out nobody showed up to the little girl's birthday party because that stupid bitch cunt of a mother from the other girl in the Girl Scouts comes from money, basically called all the girls and had this get-together and gave away prizes and things like that. And then she called Jennife Garner's house and left a voicemail saying, let's let bygones be bygones. Everybody's coming over to our house. Why don't you guys come? And then she gives the address, right? And so no one showed up to the little girl's birthday party, so they're sad. So they go out for ice cream, and they go to this fair, and a little girl orders peppermint ice cream. And this is where we get the whole peppermint for the movie. It was like a little flyby thing, and then I actually called bullshit, and most kids aren't going to be asking for peppermint flavored ice cream. You got your strawberry, your vanilla, and your chocolate. That's what most people are going to go for. So, they get the ice cream, and then, of course, as we all know, Frank Castle's, his family gets murdered. That's what happens here. She also gets shot, gets into a small coma. Police officers come to her, and this whole time we're trying to, see what she remembers. And she's like, I saw their faces, yada, yada, yada. She picks them all out, and as we all know from the trailers, they get away scot-free because everybody seems to be getting paid off. And eventually she just, they get off, she freaks out in the courtroom and ends up getting tased. And next scene we see her getting into a hospital, or getting into a an ambulance, and she's bleeding from the head. So somebody did this to her. So she just freaks out, knocks out one of the cops with a, an air canister, pushes away the EMTs, and just bolts for her life. We cut to 5 years later, and somehow she was working as a bank teller, and she stole like 50 grand. And she's kind of gone on the run for 5 years and trained and learned how to become essentially Frank Castle / the Batman. And he trained in MMA. We get little clips in here and there. But I'm not going to give too much more of the movie away, but that's just kind of the setup. And it's very similar to your average Frank Castle type of story, and that's kind of what I wanted going into this. So in that, it was good. The bad, some of the acting is kind of subpar. One of the other good / bad things was things would happen before you got the insight as to how or why or how could it have happened. And me and my wife were constantly like, how did she do this? Where did she learn how to do that? What happened to this? What happened to that? But the movie actually does a good job of showing us most of the things after the fact. So we kind of go, oh, at least they kind of tied that up in a knot. Oh, okay, at least they showed us how she's able to kick some ass. And one of the bad things about this movie, some of the choreography is really good, but some of it is really bad. And it's just like, no matter how skilled you really are, if you're fighting a stronger opponent, the opponent's still going to put up a good fight because he's just physically stronger than you 9 times out of 10, especially close combat. Like, I'm talking face-to-face tie-ups, hugs, holds, slammed up against the wall. If you're skilled, you're going to be able to maneuver out of this and do your job, survive. But it doesn't really do too many times where, again, she's still, Jennifer Garner's not the biggest woman. She's still a frail woman in terms of some of the guys that she fights. And frail is a very bad choice of words because she's definitely a badass. But again, she just kind of, gets thrown around for a split second, and all of a sudden it's like, pop, 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 broken nose, broken shot, guy in the face, those type of things. So some of the choreography is just kind of meh, and there's nothing really spectacular or special about the movie. It's not going to blow your socks off or anything like that. And towards the end, it kind of wraps up really quickly. The third act just kind of just wants to get to the end. Where she actually, whether she does or doesn't get the revenge, does she get arrested, does she get killed, and of course the cops are all after her. There is a twist that most of you are going to kind of see coming, and they try to make you look this way and say, hey, this is the guy that's going to fuck them, and it turns out to be something else. And I don't want to spoil that, because that's probably one of the better parts of the film. Now let me give you the badass. This is exactly what it would be like if Frank Castle was a female. So you're getting that. It's pretty good in that regard. But again, it's not going to change your mind on action films. If you're not an action film fan, you're not going to like this movie. I would give this, a low 3 out of 5 stars, to be honest with you, just on the fact of it was entertaining enough. You're able to turn your mind off and just kind of watch all this action and drama unfold, and there's lots of death, lots of explosion, lots of gunfights. They do some unique things, kind of things that I haven't seen in some of these other action movies that are very similar to this, like Death Wish and, Left for Dead and Marked for Dead and all those things where this revenge is the plot, if you will. But, this is actually one of the better films, action films that kind of remind me of like the early 90s, mid 90s action films where you would get like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Steven Seagal or Van Damme or, Sly Stallone just kind of on a revenge tale, and, you killed my wife, you killed my kid, I was in a coma, and now I'm back, So that you're going to get what you go into it expecting. And obviously, the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm not even going to get into it today on this one because I didn't look them up, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be too good. I can see critics just going, this is just the same old same. But if you go into it, this is what you're looking for. I think you'll have a good time, so go ahead and check it out. Universe, go ahead and let us know. Give us a good big peppermint scoop ice cream thumbs like on the video here if you did like what we do. If you do like what we do, and don't forget to share this with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and to become part of our notification squad and be a part of Earth's mightiest subscribers, you gotta click that notification bell to know every time we drop a video, guys. Let us know, have you seen the movie Peppermint? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Jennifer Garner, what do you think? Kind of leaves open that maybe she could still be around to kind of do some more kind of killing. But we'll see how it all goes. Alright, universe, let us know in the comments below, and until next time, I'm C-Dubs, and I'll see you in the universe. Peace.